There. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Bachelor and Master English. Today's discussion is about Laxmi Prasad Devkota's poem Lord, Make Me a Ship. In our today's discussion, there will be introduction of the poet and the text. The text will be summarized. There will be discussion of the poem in Nepali, and finally there will be analysis regarding the text. I'm sure you will accompany me till the end of this video. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel, and if you think this video is worth watching, don't forget to share among your friends and fellows. Okay, let's get started. Here we have the title of the poem in Nepali. Prabhuji, Bedo Banao Malai. Laxmi Prasad Devkota here. And here is introduction. Let's get started with the text and its discussion. The poem is Lord, Make Me a Ship. The poet and translator Laxmi Prasad Devkota from Nepali literature. And obviously it was written in Nepali, and it was 2004 when the poem was first published. It was published in Lunatic and Other Poems. The genre of the text is poetry, and subgenre is satire. This is satirical poetry here. The major symbol of the text is ship, and you have allusion among other rhetoric speech or figures of speech. Allusion, it relates to Damocles sword, Vedvyas, Raurav, and so many characters from different mythologies, different historical personalities and historical reference. And the theme is dissatisfaction to human behavior and activities, and pleading to remain in the realm of innocence like that of a lamb, far from the drudgery of man's intellectual and physical labor, and it could be unknown about such human behaviors. Okay. Here is Laxmi Prasad Devkota and its biographical introduction of the poet itself. This is bio intro of Laxmi Prasad Devkota in this slide. And Laxmi Prasad Devkota was Nepali poet, playwright, essayist, novelist, and critic. He was popularly acclaimed as the Mahakavi, or the great poet in Nepali literature. He was known as the poet with the golden heart. He is considered to be the greatest and most famous literary figure in Nepal for his diverse genres of literature. Some of his popular works include the best-selling Munamadan, best-selling Nepali folk epic that broke Sanskrit tradition of writing epics in Nepali. Along with Sulochana, the great epic which was written in 10 days, Kunjini, a short epic written in one night, Vikhari, another popular short epic for children, Savitri Satyavan, the drama, and Sakuntala, the epic. He wrote Sakuntal in English and Sakuntala in Nepali. He contributed over the dozen works to Nepali literature, including his 5 epic poems. His poems have been republished in many volumes. Many works of this unique and epic literature of Nepal have been translated into many languages. He is remembered for his galaxy of epics, anthologies, and significant writings. Okay. Here is the synopsis of the text. The speaker, maybe the poet, is very much tired, so he prays Lord to make him a ship. Addressing to God, the poet presents himself as a wisher of ship life being tied in human life. In a monologue style, poet states the reasons for his tiredness of being human. The poet states the result of achieving mind by human being. It is the mind of the human being that leads him to ambition, desire, mental burden, as well as responsibility. Having no human-like mind, the ship does not have such responsibilities and such ambitions. So it is very, better or living better than the competitive, needy, tense and stressed life of human being. A ship does not have desire for clothes, knowledge and ego, weapons, riches, different types of food, perfumes, whims of popularity, power, and so on. It has no emotions, feelings, sentiments, and other things, but enjoys carefree life. Okay. Sheep does not have the desire for life. It does not have fear or worry of death. It does not have desire for weapons either. It is not to show any. It does not show any attachment to material life. The sheep comes here to make human being get rid of over ambition of human beings and the thoughts of heaven and hell. The poet shows himself in favor of poor, simple, honest, laborious, and self satisfied and docile Nepalese people who have still very natural and simple life. The sheep comes as a sweet, carefree, saint life of human beings in the early days of their life. The speaker wishes to have same animal life. He requests God to bless him with divine animosity. Okay, that's the summary of the text in English. Now, let's get going with Nepali discussion of the poem. प्रभुजी मलाई भेडो बनाऊ महाकवि लक्ष्मी प्रसाद देवकोटाले 2004 सालमा रचना गरेको एक मुक्त छन्दको कविता हो। यसमा फरक फरक लम्बाइका अनुच्छेद प्रयोग गरिएका छन्। कवितामा नेपाली साहित्यका महाकवि देवकोटाले आफू मानव जाति भएकै कारण आजित भएको र भेडा बन्न चाहेको हुनाले भगवान समक्ष भेडा बनाउन प्रार्थना गरेका छन्। यो ज्ञान, विवेक, चेतना, रवाब, मस्ती आदिका कारण मानिसको जीवन अनावश्यक रूपमा बोझिलो भएकाले आफूलाई भेडो बनाउन प्रभुसँग प्रार्थना गरेका छन्। नाक, कान र जिब्रोलाई अनावश्यक स्वादका चिजहरूको अनुभूति गर्ने आदत परे जस्तै मानव तथा तथाकथित सभ्य सुसंस्कृत मानिसको आडम्बरी जीवनशैली दिगदार लाग्दो छ। मलाई विचारको श्राप र ज्ञानी हुनुको पापबाट उत्तरदायी जीवनभन्दा भेडो जस्तो निरुत्तरदायित्व सहितको जीवन जिउन इच्छुक रहेको भनेर कविले प्रश्न पारेका छन्। जिन्दगीमा चुरुम चुरुम आफै फल्ने घाँस खान र स्वस्थ हुन छाडेर विभिन्न 84 व्यञ्जनको पछि नलाग्ने कुरा प्रश्न पारेका छन् कविले। नक्कली जिब्रो, नक्कली कान, नक्कली नाक र नक्कली आँखा सबैले झुटो कल्पना मात्र गर्छन्। वाहियात यिनको स्वाद पूर्ति गर्ने माध्यम किन बनाउने आफूलाई? यी सारा आडम्बर देखावटीपनका लागि चिन्ता, चासो, धन, समय, श्रम, प्रतिस्पर्धा, जित हार जस्ता कुरामा लागेर तनावपूर्ण मानव जीवन बिताउनुभन्दा पाठाको जीवन दिन परमेश्वरसँग प्रार्थना गरेको कवि बताउँछन्। कृत्रिम कल्पना नभएको वास्तविक जीवन साधु भेडोले मात्र जिउन सक्ने भएकाले आफू धर्मात्मा भन्दा सुखको वैकुण्ठमा रमाउन दिव्य पशुत्व प्रदान गर्न अहिले भेडो बनाउन भनेर प्रार्थना गर्नुभएको छ। कविता नेपालीमा 9 अनुच्छेदमा रचिएको भए पनि अङ्ग्रेजीमा अनुवाद गर्दा 7 अनुच्छेद छन्। अनुच्छेदको संरचनामा एकरूपता छैन। यस कवितामा 2 शब्दका हरफदेखि लामा लामा हरफसँग यसको लम्बाइ भएको यो एउटा छन्दको बन्धन नभएको रबड छन्दको कविता हो। यस्तो खालको कविता नेपाली साहित्यमा गोपाल प्रसाद रिमालले चाहिँ सुरुवात गरेका थिए। अन्त्यानुप्रास नमिलेको यस कवितामा आज्ञार्थक, प्रश्नार्थक र उद्गार वाक्यहरू प्रयोग गरिएका छन्। भगवानलाई सम्बोधन गर्दै कविले आत्मकथा र मनोविज्ञान प्रस्तुत गर्न लागि परेका छन्। आत्मलाप मनोवेग जस्तो लाग्छ। पहिलो अनुच्छेद जम्मा 2 हरफको छ। यहाँ कविले आफू मानिस भएका कारणले थकित हुनु परेको कारण खोलेका छन्। कविताको मुख्य भाव यसका सुरुका 2 हरफमा प्रष्ट हुन्छ। परिणामस्वरूप मानिसलाई महत्वाकांक्षा बढ्ने, चाहना हुने, इच्छा हुने र सदा चिन्तन मननले मानसिक दबाव सिर्जना हुने अवस्था आएको छ। मानिसको चेतनाले गर्दा अनावश्यक मानसिक झमेला र त्यसैको कारणले कति अन्य शारीरिक मुठभेड, झैझगडा, गाली गलौज, आरोप प्रत्यारोपमा लाग्नुपर्ने स्थिति आएको हुँदा यो मानव जीवनबाट उन्मुक्ति लिई भेडाको जीवन बिताउन पाए कति आनन्द हुँदो भनेर कविले सन्त साधु जीवनको लागि भेडाको जीवन दिन भगवानलाई प्रार्थना गरेका छन्। त्यो कल्पना गरेका छन्। कविले बडो व्यङ्ग्यात्मक रूपमा मानव जीवनमा आइपर्ने अनावश्यक झमेलाहरू बेहोर्नु परेको र स्थितिको चित्रण गरेका छन्। चौथो अनुच्छेदमा कविले बोजिलो मानव जीवनलाई उन्मुक्त भेडाको जीवनसँग तुलना गरेका छन्। उनले बढ्दो भौतिकवादप्रति पनि व्यङ्ग्य गरेका छन्। कविताले भेडाको स्वतन्त्र जीवनसँग बोजिलो मानव जीवनसँग तुलना गरेको हुँदा एउटा भेडाको जीवन एउटा उदाहरणीय जीवन बन्न पुगेको देखिन्छ। यस कविताले प्राकृतिक जीवनको रूपमा भेडाको जीवनलाई आत्मसात गरेको छ। विगतको स्वतन्त्र जीवनलाई सरल प्राकृतिक रूपमा प्रस्तुत गर्न भेडाको परिकल्पना कविले गरेको अनुभूति हुन्छ। कृत्रिम कल्पनाताले जादुहीन सत्यबाट रङ्गीचङ्गी बाङ्गा जादु ननिस्कुन्, अरूको पाप पखाल्ने नौटङ्गी पनि गर्न नपरोस्, पुराना लुगा फाटाहरूले टाल्नु नपरोस्, अप्रिय वस्तु फालेर प्रकृतिको सादा सुन्दर असुन्दर बत्ती जस्तो जीवन बाल्न पाइयोस् र मर्दाखेरि साधुभन्दा माथि पुग्न, ब्राह्मणभन्दा स्वर्ग, धर्मात्माहरूभन्दा सुखको वैकुण्ठ, कुनै दाग नभएको दिव्य पशुत्व दिन मलाई प्रभुजी, झट्ट समय अहिले भेडो बनाऊ भनेर कविले मानव जीवनको अनावश्यक देखावापन, आडम्बर, भौतिकवादी मोह, संस्कृति संस्कार, विकृत संस्कृति र संस्कार आदिमा देखाइने नौटङ्गीबाट मुक्त हुन भेडाको जीवन बेग्लै हुने र त्यस्तै जीवन जिउन पाए आफू पनि यही स्वर्गीय आनन्द लिन चाहेको धारणा व्यक्त गरेका छन्। यो कविता गरिब, दीन दुखी, सिधा सादा, सरल, इमान्दार, परिश्रमी र स्वसन्तुष्ट र विनम्र नेपालीहरूको पुरै प्राकृतिक र सामान्य नेपाली जीवनको पक्षमा देखिन्छ। ओके, द्याट्स अल विथ द डिस्कसन अफ द पोम लर्ड मेक मी अ सिप इन नेपाली, एन्ड हियर इज the analysis. The poem Lord Make Me a Ship is a short poem by Laxmi Prasad Devkota, great poet of Nepali literature. It was composed by Devkota in 1947 AD. The poem is divided in 5 stanzas. The first and third stanzas are of only 2 lines. The second stanza consists of 7 lines. Fourth of 16th and fifth stanza is of only 5 lines. There is no consistency in stanza making of the poem. Here the poet addresses the god and requests to make him a ship. He is pleading, he is praying the god to make him ship instantly. He does not want to live the life of a man, as he is exhausted of being a human being. His house has been a sword of Damocles, the unpleasant thing that makes him frightened. As the capacity of human being, he is dead, tired of forgetting the vain of thinking and sin of knowing, the heart-burning judgment of conscience. The poet wants to live sweet and carefree life. So he wants a life of irresponsibility like that of the ship. He does not want artificialized tongue and ears as well as perfumes for dirty nose. He damns hypocrites and snobs. He neither favors 84 types of diseases nor shows sympathies to useless cries and tears. He is critical of undervaluing the sculpture writer Ved Vyas. This poem explores the pain, responsibility, burden and struggle of human being and the desire to be alienated from the present competitive commercial human life. The poet wishes to go back to the nature, presenting the life of a ship which has no desire to be anything else except food. And the poem is in favor of simplicity and natural life of laborious or poor people, but against the over materialism. This poem, Lord, Make Me a Ship, concludes, a true hermit is the ship. For this, the hermit need not test 84 types of disease. Rather, it is satisfied with the natural taste of grass. Besides, the bleating of the sheep may not be the blasphemy to God's virtue. The poet considers the sheep a true hermit, seeing its natural and simple life in comparison to human, artificial and created lifestyle. The sheep is free from the fear of death and it has no desire for knowledge, clothes, music, weapon, etc. It takes the natural taste of green grass, fights with its horns, enjoys with its bleating. It does not want to possess knowledge when he is endowed with sheep's character. He does not want to cover his body with fashionable clothes. The speaker declares, "Let all the accounts be cleared after death." By this declaration, it is clear that the poet wants to be free from the sin of human life. As human beings so magnificent pomp and do so many sinful acts during the life, the poet wants to clear all of these accounts by being a sheep of innocent life. It means a sheep does not do any sin in its life. As a result, there is not any account to be cleared after death, but human beings create account of sin during the life which needs to be cleared after death. The speaker has a wish to return to the natural lifestyle. He is tired of present artificial world. The present world is over competitive, commercial and needy. The people have so many responsibilities and duties. The speaker has no wish to return to the natural lifestyle. The world is over competitive, commercial and needy. The people have many responsibilities and duties. The life of human being is tough and hard. The life of each individual is with tension and worry. The poet presents himself as a wisher of sheep life, being tired in human life. The wishes are presented in the first person pronoun. It is like a monologue. The speaker is speaking alone and is analyzing or he is reflecting himself. Addressing to the God, the poet presents his self story and psychology. The central idea of the poem is stated at the beginning of the poem. The poet states the result of achieving mind by human being. As a result of mind, human being is endowed with ambition, desire and mental burden as well as responsibilities. As a result, sure he is not free as a sheep. The main reason for the tiredness of human being is the mind that is always active in thinking. The poet wishes to clear the account of sin after death. Done during the life. The main reason for showing a wish to be sheep is that the sheep has no account of sin during life. In this regard, the poet wishes to be free from all the responsibilities of human life and prefers the simplicity and innocent as well as carefree animal life. Here the poet compares human life with animal life and said that animal life is better than the competitive, needy and tensioned human life. The poet satirizes human irrelevant activities and desires natural animosity. He shows the benefit for being a sheep. He presents that animal life is natural. A sheep has no desire for clothes, knowledge, weapon, different types of food, music, no desire to be rich and desire to accumulate property for the progenitors and so on. He is quite satirical to the over materialistic, hypocrite, snobbish, selfish people by showing the easiness and burdenless life of the beast, here sheep. Laxmi Prasad Devkota's satirical poem Lord Make Me a Sheep explores the simple human life of the past, presenting the sheep as simple natural human life. The sheep here comes to make human being get rid of over ambition of human being, and the thought of heaven and hell. The poem is in favor of poor, simple, honest and laborious, self-satisfied and docile Nepalese people who have still very natural and simple life. He pleads the God again, "Be kind to me and seize me quickly. Come, please, make me a sheep right now." The poet shows the meaninglessness of so many human activities. He says that there is no need of 84 types of disease, so many perfumes for our nose, hard labor of the body, and so on. As we do much labor, we suffer much and cry and even shed tears. But all of these are meaningless because we are doing for our dirty nose and artificial tongue and ears. To satisfy our artificial organs, we are being the shepherd of our own life. But the sheep has no artificial tongue, ear, or nose. The poem is rich in its use of figures of speech and rhetorics. The poet is addressing the god to make him a sheep. Here is the figure of speech called apostrophe used in the poem. The poet is using allusions in the poem like a sword of Damocles, Vedvyas, and number of works like um, Sukha Sukha Bahattari, roar of etc. in the poem. Ship is the symbol of innocence, sword of Damocles is the symbol of regular threat, dry breast stands for drought of enthusiasm, Brahmin is the symbol of learned Hindu personality, etc. The bleating of lamb Baba is an example of onomatopoeia in the poem. The poet is rich in alliteration and assonance. Here Devkota has played with literal sound law, creating flowing music. Okay, with this discussion, I have come to the end of today's lesson. I'm sure you got the points. If you have any queries, you can put your ideas in my comment box. I should be very thankful for your time and patience to accompany me, and I'm hopeful you have shared it and you have subscribed my channel. If anything to say, I'll be with you. Till then, have a nice time.